This is Newcap News with Nicole Stilger.
Well, 2016 was an exciting year for the Lloydminster Public School Division. Gina Martin sat down with Education Director Todd Robinson to talk about the highlights of the year and what's still to come.
I'm joined today by Todd Robinson, Director of Education with the Lloydminster Public School Division. Thanks again, Todd, for coming in today. We really appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. Again, we'll just start with how the school year went. What are some highlights that you'd like to talk about?
Well, 2016 was a great year for Lloyd Public, and maybe I'll start by talking a little bit about the student success that we had in our system this year. And we're really proud of our kids and some of the academic achievements that they had. We've focused really hard on ensuring that kids, by the time they get to grade 3, are reading at grade level, and there's lots of research to suggest that if we can reach that bar, that kids will be successful as they work their way through school. And we continue to have a significant percentage of our kids reach that bar, and we're really proud of that. Secondly, our graduation rates. And last year we had a very large cohort of students that graduated, and some just amazing kids in that group. And one particular achievement was Avery Outreach School, which graduated 31 kids last year, which is the largest graduation class in their history. And so a really unique achievement, and some really excited kids that have worked really hard to get their grade 12 diploma, and they've done that, and they're on to greater and bigger things as they move forward.
Moving on into 2017, what are some of the hopes for the school district?
Well, we're really excited about 2017. We're anticipating that, like other years, it might have its own challenges and things that we have to work through. But we are really focusing on some innovation for 2017. We're looking at options to add programming maybe that isn't available in the city at this point to, I guess, increase the availability for our citizens. We're looking at new programs that will engage our kids in ways we've never been able to engage them before. And we're really excited about those things. So we certainly invite the community to stay tuned around those changes, and look forward to chatting with them about that in the near future.
Well, it was a packed lunch at the Grace United Church as children from 6 years old to seniors 90 years young sang their favorite carols and ate with friends. But for the organizers behind this event, it was about so much more than just enjoying a nice Christmas meal. Gina Martin explains.
This isn't the first seniors luncheon the Olive Tree has put on, but it will be their last of 2016. So they decided to go out with some familiar music and festive food. What's different about this luncheon, though, is some of the faces.
We're working today with people from Southridge Church and from Lloyd Gospel Fellowship Church, and so it's just a real blessing to be able to do that. So we're really grateful. That's why we have so many volunteers.
Volunteers who cooked, sang, and some only small enough to pass out Christmas mementos these people are sure to cherish.
They love it. They love it. Like we started our group the beginning of April, and we have a group our group is getting bigger and bigger.
Some of the seniors have told us that they've met people they never met before coming to the lunches, and so we're just really grateful to God for that.
Also grateful is no doubt the Olive Tree, who will use the donations from this luncheon and the others to continue providing warm meals and a warm presence for seniors in the community.
We just want people to gather together and share that joy and that peace and the love and the hope that can be offered through this time of year.
Gina Martin, Newcap News.
Well, the Global Media Studies 10 class at Holy Rosary High School stopped by Newcap Television. And in this week's Beyond the Classroom, we see how this behind-the-scenes look helped supplement what they're learning.
It started with Teleprompter 101.
Well, the malls in Lloydminster have certainly been busy.
Before moving on to what the focus of their class has been lately.
We just finished learning about making movie sort of things. We went around the school doing our own version of This Is High School by CBC. And yeah, it was lots of fun. We're editing the videos still, and we're putting them all together the way we're trying to mimic the way CBC did it.
And conveniently, there was someone handy to give them a few tips on the interview process. Then they practiced interviewing each other.
How do you feel the Christmas season is going?
I feel like everyone slacked off a little bit with their lights this year.
As for some of the students, they had similar takeaways from the experience.
The way you ask questions, like how do you feel and stuff, like instead of just yes or no answers, that probably would have helped before I asked all my interviews. So, they're probably not as good as they could have been.
The whole open-ended question thing, making sure you get more than just a sentence sort of thing, just than yes or no, out of people because I know interviewing I got a lot of short question answers.
But overall, a good experience to supplement some of the things they talk about in class.
But it was really cool to see them actually playing with this stuff and interviewing each other, and everything that we've said and we've talked about in class was done here, and they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why we do that.
While the Lakeland Rustlers women's volleyball team are enjoying the Christmas break before getting ready for another season, or semester rather, of ACAC action, for middle blocker Chelsea Steinley, this gives her more time for her first priority, being a mom. Josh Ryan had a chance to chat with the league's most experienced rookie about her first few months as a college athlete.
For Rustler athletes, the Christmas break means no exams, no early workouts, and a chance to refresh mentally and physically. That holds true for wife and mother of two, Chelsea Steinley.
It's needed for everybody at this point of year, not just me, for sure. Everyone's ready to go home to family, and I'm no exception from that. I'm definitely looking forward to a couple weeks where I can be home most of the day with the kids.
Steinley had no plans for this year other than going back to school to get an education degree, but some prodding from her husband changed her mind.
I was just going to come back to school, and he was like, you love playing volleyball, you should check the team out.
Steinley says bonding with her teammates was quick, having 4 younger sisters of her own. But the bigger challenge was to manage her time along with everyone else.
2 kids in sports, and then me getting myself to practice and being gone Friday and Saturday night to play, sometimes overnight, making sure everybody was where they needed to be.
Sometimes you have to make sure you take care of yourself first, and once she started doing that a little bit later into the semester, then she started to improve more and she started to become more competitive.
Through these first few months, the support of her husband and kids has been critical.
I've actually been surprised that we've made it this far without, any major emotional dilemmas from them. So yeah, they've been really awesome and really supportive.
On the court, Steinley is starting to thrive, leading the team in blocks. But Dyer says her maturity is just as valuable.
She's helped us with a lot of team stuff and just basically being a group, and to have a rookie come in to do that, it helps us a ton.
And with the first half of matches under her belt, Steinley is confident heading into the critical portion of the season.
I feel like it's kind of my routine now, so I'm looking forward to starting second half of league, kind of knowing what's coming.
Josh Ryan, Newcap Sports.
Since 2001, Crashed Ice has been thrilling fans of downhill ice cross with its breathtaking drops, hairpin turns, tough-as-nails competitors, and 80-kilometer-an-hour speeds on skates. A similar sport has existed for over a decade, and it's finally come to a local recreation area. Lance Phillips has more.
Cold temperatures means local ski resorts' snowmaking efforts are in full operation. Skiers and boarders had the opportunity to break out their gear with Table Mountain opening last Friday. According to General Manager Lawrence Bluen, conditions this week are ideal, allowing the recreation area to open the terrain and 2-park along with a new, exciting area.
So we're going to run a snowcross, bordercross course here this winter, and to see how that works out and stuff. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that actually, and there's lots of talk, in the skiers and the snowboarders and stuff. It's totally new to Table Mountain. We've never run ski cross or border cross and stuff, and it'll be open to the public as well.
Snowboard and ski cross made its Olympic debut in 2006 and 2010 respectively. Racers streaked down the mountain, navigating turns, washboards, and long jumps in hopes of not only making it across the finish line in one piece, but being the first to do it. It's Table Mountain's first crack at creating the course in an effort to become familiar with the sport just in time for the 2018 Saskatchewan Winter Games.
We will get some exposure, whatever. We'll be on not national TV, but certainly through everything through Saskatchewan as the games progress, but not so. Actually, the ski events, the alpine events, are going to the first 3 days, and then the snowboard events the last 3 days of the week. So yeah, there's going to be something going on here. It's going to be a real busy week for us because it's the spring break. The kids are out of school. Plus, we'll have the winter games and stuff.
When the multi-sport games open in February 2018, it will mark 34 years since North Battleford hosted the inaugural Winter Games in 1974. Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Table Mountain.